Alright, so for last week's craziness, I honestly didn't make a video at all last week. Especially with this whole thing with Trump and everything. I just kind of wanted to wait for things to play out, but yeah, it would have been a really nice setup if that actually happened. But with the whole craziness, yeah, structure just kind of took a different loop. So let me kind of just clean up some of this mess real quick. So last week, what happened? So basically, it created the structure again. It started to make the multi-day W, and basically we almost got what we wanted. So it went up a little bit during London, normally our normal 5 a.m. range. Well, on my time zone, 5 a.m. And then it just went up, did the fake to basically close the market, but also because it couldn't break that trend line. So let me go to a smaller time frame. So basically, let me remove this stuff. And then just kind of just draw it myself. If we follow the rules of the trend, there was a trend line that should have been created about right here. And then continued again for about right here for this week. And then again right here. So that first week when this multi-week structure came by, it couldn't break this at all. So let me fix that a little bit. So the first time it happened, it was on a slight channel. We anticipated it either respecting the channel or breaking and dropping down. So basically, it came up here, it couldn't break that, created the hammer right here, and basically it came out here, made a flag pattern, also a shoulder, if you want to call it, the shoulder for the head and shoulders, and then it just broke down. Then it almost, but it didn't go to the zone that we wanted it to, so it came back, but it came back up for a W. And then it came up here fighting to pass that zone again, but it dropped down for another head and shoulders to create the W type structure, just in time for NFP. So for NFP, it wicked down, but it respected that level right there, and then it shot right back up. And then for the close, it started to create, like dead towards the end of the close, it started to create this line right here, this head and shoulders. So it created that doji right there, and it respected that trend line right there. It couldn't break it, and then it started crashing down. So, and then we have the next week. Basically, with the way that it closed, we basically would have anticipated it either coming down here again and create another pattern. So, or we could have like waited for like a 618 type structure for the Fibonacci. Oh. But in this case, I didn't use the Fibonacci in this case because it's head and shoulders. Well, it'll look more like a head and shoulders on a smaller time frame, which is why you don't see it like that. Since it came down the way it did, I would have waited for another W to form. I didn't want to just enter and just wait. I'd rather just kind of just sit and let it play out for a couple of days, like we said. So normally, like I said, like I've been saying, Sunday, Monday tend to be a trap day. Basically, if you held that buy instead of closing it, well, you should have took some profits at. Honestly, you should have had like 3 trades open, split up your profits, 3 or 4. What I did was, since I entered right around in this area, I already took profit around in this area. This was my first take profit zone, just because of that signal right there. And then I would have created pulled up my stop loss to protect my profits, and then just kind of just let it play out. So, but in my case, with the way that it was going, I took 2 of them because I only put up 3, and then I just kind of just held one, pulled up my stop loss, and then if it came back, I was okay already. So it went down further than expected, especially with the whole Trump mess going on, as you want to call it. And then it also made a flag right here, so a continuation pattern. So that was a signal right there that let you know that it was going to sell again. So boom, another pattern, and right here was a W. So this would have been a nice W to jump into. I mean, this leg was lower than this leg over here. This one was higher, so it was letting you know that it was going to go up. But then we had that issue with it still not breaking the trend line. So, but also it was about Wednesday, Thursday when, actually, it was probably Thursday when this showed up, when it started spiking up again. Yeah. And then with it doing it so late, and also it being a trap day, you would anticipate it selling and starting to make a head and shoulders type structure, which is what I saw more of. See if you can see it better here, but this is what I felt I saw more of within. It looks more like a head and shoulders type structure. So it bounced off right here too, and so which means that more than likely it may go down. Another giveaway, I was looking at Euro USD, which is another counterpart. It's not just gold that does the opposite thing of this, but Euro USD was getting ready to make an M type structure. It couldn't exceed this level here, and not to mention it was in the box. So I like to say it was pretty even as it wicked up. Well, no, this one was still a little bit higher, but it created an M. So that was letting you know that basically, in this case, it was going to rise. But in this case, they was kind of just going like the same way, but towards the end, it made kind of like a head and shoulders, and then just reverse towards the end. And with this case, there was just so many wicks with gold that it just kind of gave itself away there as well. More like a teacup formation in a way. And then you just kind of notice the flags. So, what do I anticipate for gold and USDJPY though? With that flag coming, I see it doing more of rising and dropping, or flat out continuing up. So I could see it, well, just flat out going up more if it wanted to for gold. For USDJPY, I could see it, well, bounce up one more time. Actually, let me look at this one more time. Actually, I want it to do what I've been wanting it to do. So, this entire time, since the beginning, I've been waiting for it to come back to this low again, somehow. But it never did that. It rose first for a bit. The first time, it stayed higher, but it was still good for a buy. But in this case, it waited until it hit that strong trend line towards the close for a multi-week again. So what I want for USDJPY, I would like for it to come back to that low again and then go for a rise. That, if it doesn't do that, but yeah, I'll show you on another chart to show you more of what I'm getting at, because it doesn't look like a W here anymore on a daily. But you gotta remember, it still has to break that trend line too. It still has to break, so watch out for that. So I recommend just making you that trend line, and that way you have something else to pay attention to. And also keep your horizontal line there, because if it breaks, it's gonna tank. It can still be a bearish market and still bounce up and come down here and do it if it really wanted to. And then from here, do its thing. That's more of the big picture that I see. So don't limit your scenario to just one. Just kind of open your mind to other ideas, because anything can really happen here. It can make the W and go up, or it can make the W bounce down and then go up. And then as for gold, like I said, it could bounce off that trend line and then go down, respect it if it wanted to. Or it can continue up to about here. Yeah, I tried to make this video fast enough for the 15-minute cutoff, but it wasn't quick enough. But as I was saying, yeah, it would rise up here to meet up with about that point. Oh, that was a bit short. And then drop down again. And I won't say it would be that clean about it. But you know what I mean. Overall, the trend, it could, yes, it can make that M again, and then just respect the zone, and then maybe bounce up there that way, or so. Since I'm drawing it like that, might as well make one red, one yellow. Just to knock out the confusion. So, rise up from there, bounce down, rise up again. Or a giant super M. Or come up, come a giant M up here, something like that. But yeah, now you see overall what I'm kind of looking for with gold and USDJPY. Also, you can look at CAD-JPY. Like, if you happen to miss USDJPY, a lot of the times USD CAD is lately has been following in line. Like right now, you kind of see where it's kind of made a W structure, but once I add some color to it, you'll see where it also reversed. So yeah, it's also been in the strong. It's been in the channel as well. So about, bam. So it's been respecting this channel this entire time. It made a W for a bit. And then it got to this zone here, especially since it's in the channel anyways. And then it couldn't hang. So it started dropping down along with like USDJPY is doing. It didn't even get to the channel zone. But yeah. So CAD JPY, Euro USD, if you don't like trading gold, you can always go with Euro USD normally. Gold, USD JPY. They're kind of they're very closely related, correlated. I mean. And at this point, you kind of see how to predict trap days. Normally, for the past few weeks, you've kind of seen it in these videos that normally, like, especially even if it comes late on a Thursday, like it just did, like this just happened yesterday. They created that M structure, But because it's Friday, they started fighting it and went against it right before the closed too. Gold. Let me try to pull up a different chart. It made a funky M. I believe at some point with the yen pairs too, they had like a gap somewhere to kind of show you what was going on as well. But basically, it was down here for the longest. It would not break it for anything, and so it bounced off the mail, started rising, and just did its thing. USDJPY. Yes, it created that W right there, but because of that trend, I believe that's about it. It couldn't break it. It's going down again. So, as for homework this week, or the next few weeks, I would suggest checking out this video here. It's going to introduce you to all the top books that I recommend for Forex. So, like every weekend or just on your spare time, I recommend you reading like one of these books. The favorite one that I'd say just go ahead and read. Oh, and if you want to learn more about the Gartley patterns, just check these out. Harmonic Trader, the Gartley patterns. These two are fairly or very short, so I would just check these out first. But Complete Guide to Trading. That's the #1 book I want you to check out. And I'll say go ahead and check out Technical Analysis from A to Z and the Naked Forex. Those are all really good books. And you'll see why in a moment.